Hey guys, welcome back. BDC Gare here. We're back with our weekly Q&A. This is Season 3, Episode 16. First question comes from Michael's Ivan.
Michael Savan.
Michael Savan, 18.
It's like one of those, when Mabim Bam they mispronounce the name intentionally because they're trying to make a
Except
joke.
this is just me because I don't know how to read or pronounce words.
Okay. Well, there's no spacing, man.
That's true. And they say Earth 2 Flash plus Cloak of Destiny, and this is LOAN. I think you might mean League of Assassins Knives. And any special one healing gear, make him do 130k plus damage on special one if he stuns when he tags in. And I'm just inferring that from context because I don't think any other gear has that acronym.
Right. So this is a suggestion for how to set up part of an Earth 2 team. So I'm actually also going to guess that it's not a special one healing gear, but a special one boosting gear, because otherwise you won't be getting as much damage. I mean, the thing is, anyone with high enough stats in that particular loadout, the knives, a special one booster, Cloak of Destiny, can do a huge amount of special one damage. And that's true as long as the special one doesn't have a secondary effect that lowers the damage. So when something has like a bleed or something, then
Or like Nightwing.
Right, or Drain,
yeah,
exactly. So if you're using Earth 2 Flash because of his extra stun chance, any Earth 2 teammate can stun on Taggin also. The biggest problem, I think, with loading, if you're going to take your Earth 2 team and load him out as your specialist, he's got a multi-hit special, one, and so it can either trigger something like Astro Harness or passives like Ravens. When you do multi-hits, you're less likely to bypass and skip past a bunch of that. And it might waste hits at the end because when the opponent's knocked out too early, you get less splash damage with a League of Assassins Knives.
Yeah.
And we see that actually in a more direct comparison when you've got Batgirl versus Cassandra Cain Batgirl. So Cassandra Cain Batgirl does way more damage. Her damage stat is way higher. But Batgirl Prime does a little tiny bit of damage on the stun, and then a huge amount of damage on the back end, but one hit. So none of it's wasted. The splash damage, which is 50%, they eat all of it. And maybe this is not a popular view, but on the Earth 2 team, I actually would rather have Solomon Grundy as my specialist instead of Flash.
And it's not a popular view because we are huge proponents of the Flash.
Yes,
we love the Flash.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, Jinx.
Yeah.
He gets Solomon Grundy gets the same stun chance on Taggin by being on the same team, plus the same stun on Taggin with Cloak of Destiny, and his special one is one hit. So you get full value for all the splash damage. So if anything, I'd actually rather do that loadout on Solomon Grundy.
For sure. So there we go. The next question comes from Scotty Demorest.
Is that like a joke on the most?
I don't.
Or is that his real name? Please let us know. We're curious now.
Is your last name a joke?
Or is it like really? Well, no, because
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
know.
people don't use their
For
real
sure.
names.
And their question is, my account got banned from online. I wasn't using hacked characters. Is there any way to get unbanned?
Okay, so is there any way to get unbanned? I mean, I sort of love and hate these kinds of questions because there's enough information from what we bring to the table and what is being asked to know that if I actually answer the question, I'm pretty sure it won't give him the information that Scotty wants. I guess I shouldn't assume that Scotty's a guy, but I'm thinking it probably is, so I'm going to say him. So the short question is there any way to get banned? And the short answer to that is yes, there's a way to get unbanned, but it's also very unlikely to actually work. At this point, the only way to get unbanned is to contact Warner Brothers support. And if I had to guess at the chance it's going to be successful, it's probably less than 1%. I mean, it might even be less than 0.1% for all the times that we've seen people say, yeah, it worked, they unbanned my account, and I'm good to go.
And I think from what we've seen, it seems to be more likely you'll get unbanned if you've bought any in-app purchases before.
That's true.
I don't remember exactly where I got that idea from, but I think I remember somewhere people getting unbanned at what seemed like a higher rate because they had in-app purchases.
Right. No, that's totally fair. There used to be a method to duplicate accounts that people used, but not only are people having trouble doing that, duplicating the account, I mean. The duplicated account, if they're successful, is also banned. It may not trigger immediately, but it usually happens within the first 24 hours. So you might be looking around and finding videos on that. They're old, they're not effective, and whatever information that marks your account as having been suspended comes with it. So that the other problem with the question that I have, actually, my difficulty, I shouldn't say the problem with the question, it's my difficulty with the question is that there's so many different reasons for getting banned. When you say, I wasn't using hacked characters, it's not nearly as useful as you think it is, because it's like saying, I got wet, but I didn't jump in the pool. I mean, the same way there are so many different ways of getting wet, standing in the rain, taking a bath, spilling a drink on yourself, all that kind of stuff. There are many ways to trigger an account suspension. So I think a good thing to revisit is our older video on will blank get me banned. It's old, principles still apply. And I think the real answer, which probably doesn't help you now because your account's already suspended, is you've got to be aware of the kinds of reasons that can trigger a ban and totally avoid them.
Yeah, and a lot of those are to do with glitches, and we know that's that's an issue where a lot of people say, well, it's just a glitch and it's not actually something that you couldn't get. The problem is, in a non-manual ban, if somebody reports you, it seems like Warner Brothers is doing more of a shoot first, ask questions later kind of thing.
Yes.
Where they'll just say, oh, okay, I guess so. And I don't know if they even have really any criteria for deciding whether or not to ban somebody. I haven't seen any information to suggest that they've reviewed accounts and not banned them once they've been reported.
Right. Totally agree. Yeah, actually, even before you go to the video, that's an important distinction about what triggers an auto ban and what triggers a manual ban. And I think it has a lot less to do with what's not possible than it has to do with what people think isn't possible. And once you get reported, it's a big cascade down into a suspension.
That's true.
All right.
The next question comes from Humza Sharif, and they say, will Dawn of Justice characters or Flashpoint characters be in challenge packs?
And this is one of those unanswerable questions, because we're never going to know until they show up in them. There's been a long history of certain characters never showing up in the challenge packs, and I'm looking at you, Regime Hawkgirl, because you still haven't shown up. You had the one challenge, you haven't had a repeat, and there's lots of people who are missing her from their collection.
Yeah.
And there's some that actually show up in the challenge packs and then go away. Because I think some of the Red Sun team, not the original Red Suns, not Superman, Wonder Woman, and Solomon Grundy, but Deathstroke, Green Lantern, and Batman, I think some, if not all of them, used to be in the challenge pack, and they've been removed once there was the updated Red Sun pack.
And to be fair, I think the challenge packs are getting bloated to the point where adding more isn't a great solution, because it would still be so hard to get them. I think we almost need a new option. We need a second challenge pack, right? Yep. Maybe like a classic and a new one, or however they want to delineate it. I feel like this many challenge packs, even just challenge pack 1 and challenge pack 2, right? This many characters in the pack, adding more and not removing any would make it so prohibitive to get anything.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's actually a really good point. I think if there's any one sort of underlying theme through all our pack openings, no matter whether they're good or they're crap, is that for most packs, you're actually going to be struggling to make one good, useful character out of it, because there's just so many in them. So to get the promotions that you need for the guy that you want, it's pretty much impossible. I mean, I don't want to say impossible, but for the amount of credits you need to actually do it.
Yeah. Which is why, since the beginning of the game, we've always said that the best packs are the ones where you get 3 of the same characters.
Yeah.
Because not only are they almost always gold packs, they're not usually marked up like a huge amount from their base price, right? Like 600,000 at a double price per each for guaranteeing getting a certain card. That's still actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And so the problem is the challenge pack at this point. If the challenge pack was fully updated, it would be even harder to get anything of any value out of it. I can't imagine the challenge pack being worth much of anything to almost anybody now. Because it would still be, even if the character wasn't the challenge pack, it would still be tens of millions to get them to where you wanted them.
Yeah, it's not just the challenge pack. I mean, think about all the special gold packs, like the Dawn of Justice gold pack, where Dawn of Justice Batman was never a challenge, but he was one of the exclusives, and he was one of 3 exclusives in it, right? The Dawn of Justice Superman, Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman, but he was the only one that never had its own challenge. So people were paying literally millions of credits just to try to fully promote him.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's our last question. We can play out this battle.
All right. So how many we got left? 1?
Yeah, this is the last one, right? 7 out of 7.
Yep. Very good. Yeah, it would feel weird. I mean, I know it's not necessarily for the battle, but I would feel weird cutting out on it too early.
Yeah, because whether you watch it for the battle or not, I mean, if you just watch it for the questions, you can always feel free to tap out around here. I don't actually know what our retention is like for these videos. I'd imagine, because they're so consistent and they're so much the same, that it's not bad.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, so what you're seeing is, without the Cloak of Destiny, right? Because we don't really have a great consistent stun. Same idea of doing a huge amount of splash damage. So she's coming in, she's got half her health left. And really nothing else is stopping us. She's pretty much done.
There we go. Not pretty much anymore. There we go. That's the last video. Or fight.
No, it's not the last video. This is not the end of our channel.
Surprise!
Surprise. Alright. Hey, thanks guys for watching.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll never see you again. This is the last one.
That's not true.
Bye forever.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Komoda.